Hi everybody, it is Thursday, February 6th. That means it's Throwback Thursday and we are still working on Adele Klimt's famous portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer, Woman in Gold. Welcome back if you're back, and welcome if you're new. I'm happy to have you here. Let's take a peek of where I left off last week. I'm trying to get my chair closer to my desk. Foofy's in the way, of course. So I really don't think that I did anything after we said goodbye last Thursday. Maybe I filled in some more here of these, because this, if you're new here, is what would be the gold foiling, and it's pretty redundant. It's maybe it's comprised of maybe 4 different drills. So you have that paneling coming down the side. Now we're getting into an interesting area here. When I first saw this canvas, I thought that it was like flowers or something. So we left off here. We were doing her jewelry, and we started to come into the gown and into the symbolism that was really embedded in the gown. And I believe, the swirls and the design that Klimt had in here was to make it very feminine, to represent fertility and feminism and the evil eyes that were on her gown. They come all the way down into the gown. It's so bedazzling, for lack of a better word. Every time I open up one of these drill cases, it's like I'm opening up a little did I just say jewel cases? Every time I open up one of the jewel cases, I feel like I'm opening a jewelry box. It looks like I'm putting jewelry on this canvas. It is so rich and so opulent. Klimt and Adele were very, very close. She was one of his biggest supporters. So let's get on with the show here with the diamond painting, and I'll go through. I actually have my second phone here, because I mailed myself the notes that I had made during the first masterclass that I did on this portrait, and I just made some bullet points for myself to go through. So we left off, you can tell there's an evil eye here, and we were literally putting in a lot of these little baguettes, which if you get this canvas, I would say don't wait to put your bigger pieces in, because this is a tight canvas and the drills align beautifully. And I find that if I have to put something like this in the middle, then I'm kind of mushing to get it in there, and the drills might move around, and so I'd rather work it around the drill than try and push it in there. I mean, there is space. It's not so tight that they're going to pop up, but I just feel like, for me, you might be different. I think I just like seeing I like seeing these beautiful drills in here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's these 2 that have to go in yet, and there's 2 here too. They kind of go down in here. So I think I'm just going to put these two in, and these 2, because I wanted to show you something that I found out last week with this drill in particular. I mean, oh my God, just like, I do this every time I open this case. I show you guys this case, and like, it's just a stunner. It just really is. It's so beautiful. I wish I could open them all up and just show you. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Number 8. Okay, which is these gold ones. So these all come with the kit. But what I noticed last week putting these in was that, oh my gosh, it doesn't look like it's sitting properly. So some of these had like a concaveness to them. So I'm looking to see, and it wasn't sticking down. Is there one here? No, that's pretty flat. Okay. And I think that there's probably more jewels in this kit that you're going to need. So let's take those 2 out. And this is what, number 8? Oh, I have quite a few. Okay. And I'm just going to set these with my hands. Am I in the shot? my members tease me. with that. Am I in the shot? Am I in the shot? I've not been in the shot. It's not fun when I have to do this all over again. Oh gosh, it sticks down really, really quickly, but I'm going to just use my hands. I was using a really long multi-placer to pick it up with putty. You can do that too. See, oh, maybe not. I just I'm going to use my hands. Like I said the first time, do I have a tweezer here? I don't like using these tweezers, but my cuticle nipper is not going to open up wide enough for me to get that in there. Okay, maybe we'll just use that. How is everyone? It's almost the weekend. I get more tired as the week goes by, though. I took a self-care day yesterday. I put it up on my community post. I did something that I've not done in a very long time, and that was take myself out, just me, no one else, not the ghost that's walking around in the background. Do you hear the door opening and closing? Just me, just my book, and went to one of my favorite cafes and sat down and just, ate my burger, sipped my Coke, wrote in my journal, no work, and just filled my cup. And I was so energized when I got home that this morning I woke up and I've already had one meeting. I've done some work on Angel 130, and I'm going over here now. See, I don't think I'm in that shot. You guys tease me. I did the last row of Angel 130, and yep, and I'm doing this now. I have another meeting at 3, and then what am I doing? I am meeting my members at 7. I'm making sure I got this in the shot, making sure the back is flat. You want a flat back. I think it was more the blue ones. Maybe we're taking those out again too. I'm not sure. Woo! And I was like, boy, I'm glad I rested. Because, and after I came home from journaling and writing, getting things, just stuff that's like on the surface of your mind that you keep, repeating over and over and over and over and over again. It just is like, you just have to get it down on paper or move it along, move the energy along. And once I did that, I was so exhausted. When I got home, I got in bed. I was like, what's Netflix dropping today? And I don't know why. I started to watch, I don't even want to tell you what I was watching because it's just so, ugh. Anyway, I fell asleep anyway. I was dead asleep. I went to sleep about 3 o'clock, and I woke up at 7:30, and I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a hell of a night now. I fell asleep from 3 to 7:30. Oh boy, I better start brewing the chamomile tea now. Where's the melatonin? Because I gotta knock myself out again, or I'll be up until 2-3 o'clock in the morning. But I wasn't, so that was good because I had to be up early. I had a meeting at 8 o'clock, and so I had to be up early. And so I was telling my members when I was writing, I dropped a little video for them that I'm going to be in the member lounge today at 7 p.m. And because I can't meet with them on the weekend. I'm so busy on the weekends anymore. Well, this weekend, I'm never busy, but this weekend I'm busy. And, we have a community meeting tomorrow. Oh my gosh, what are we thinking? Oh my God, I'm telling John Saturday night, we can go to Adelphia to go dance with our DJ friend, Johnny Luch. And he's like, yeah, come on, let's go. We're going to dinner with the neighbors. What am I thinking? We can't go. I don't even think he remembered. And he's so upset because he bought tickets. He loves Jim Croce. We both love Jim Croce. I'm waiting for him to come in and tell him we're both ding-dongs because we're not going anywhere Saturday night. We got dinner with the neighbors. What the hell are we thinking? So he loves Jim Croce, and Jim Croce's son was going to be having a concert here, and he bought the tickets so far in advance, and I don't know what he did. If he usually puts everything on the calendar, and we're sitting around that Friday night. We're like, oh, I wish we had something to do. We were supposed to be at the concert. Okay? All right. He still can't even talk about it. He still can't even talk about it. I don't blame him. So this is drill number 7. And I'll show you. These were the one, it could have been the only 2 that I picked up that were a little concave in the back. They were almost like hollow. I may have gone through them all already. That's probably what I did. And it wasn't sitting, 2 of them weren't sitting right. And of course it was the 2 out of all these that I picked up. And yeah, they weren't sitting right. They had like a little, it was like they were scooped out. So let's take this one and this one. Then I'm going to check again, see if I'm in the shot. I am turning my cat into a mascot for Elisa Maria Designs. And one of my members said, oh, you know, it would be cute if you had Foofy poking out saying, am I in the shot? I love it. I think it's gold. My member Lisa came up with that one. I think it's adorable. So here we go, number 7. You are getting set in. Oh, wait until I tell my husband we're not going anywhere. And we're like 2 knuckleheads. We just got done talking about what wine we were bringing to dinner, and then my cousin said, we're going to Adelphia. Do you want to come? Oh, I scratched it. See, I can't use these tweezers. I said, yeah. Hey, John.
Yeah, babe.
I'm actually filming, but we can't go Saturday. We're going to dinner. What are we thinking?
What are you talking about? It's Friday.
Oh, my God, it is Friday. All right.
And
Okay. So I'm wrong. I'm on the wrong day, but I did just find one of those that are like concave. So that's not going to lay right. I'm scratching my drills. I'm scratching them. That's why I don't like these tweezers. They slip. And put them over there. Nice. And you could see how well they're sticking. Like as soon as I lay it down, they're sticking. That seems a little concave to me. This one seems flatter. Okay. I'm not playing around with this. You're done. You're done. You're on. Oh my gosh. I think that these, I think it's, other than the other 4 of them that I have here and 4 of them I have here, I think that that's it for the baguettes on the dress. I don't know. I'll have to see. It's actually laying on my lap. I should have rolled it around a pool noodle and got it up out of my way, but I want to work where the symbols are facing me in the correct way as opposed to them being upside down and stuff. Okay, let's put you in here. You are the center of this eye. There we go. Okay, now I was talking about Klimt and the symbolism that he loved. I see that there is a B in here because he put Adele's initials in here, just as like a little wink to her. So let's do that. This portrait is known as Woman in Gold. I'm trying to think of where do I want to start. I just want to create that base. Let me start with the K. K is here, and I believe the check mark I have in here. Yes. Okay. What am I working with today? Oh, I got one of these wax crayons, and so I'm going to try them out. I'm going to try them out. We did try out this last week, working with Dreamer Designs tray separator and tray. You know, not for me. I'd rather have separate trays. I'd rather have my single art dot trays that I mark with a grease pencil rather than have something like this, because they are sliding under, but I guess it's no big deal. Oh, let's see. Oh, not so bad. So this painting, oh, I remember why I don't like these. I don't feel like I could press it down. I think that these would probably be good for rhinestones, maybe, these wax pens. But that didn't, you really can't push down because you know what? You're pushing into wax. And so it's going to be like, I just stopped the video because it looked like there was like a film over it. The last thing I need. All right, so let's get rid of you. I tried it for 5 seconds and it's done. Over. It's over. I have one of my multi-placers in here. Let's see. Yes, so this was, this portrait was commissioned by her husband. And it was originally called Portrait of Adele Bloch Bauer. But it is, you know, popularly, it is popularly referred to as Woman in Gold. I don't know. Well, I mean, I would imagine that it was because Klimt was going through his golden phase, and this is by far his golden phase masterpiece. These are so beautiful. I'm actually picking this up with Art Dot Putty, which my Art Dot Putty does not stick to my AB drills, and really good with this too, because there's so many different types of drills in this canvas. These tweezers have got to go. Got to go. This is what I use. I use cuticle nippers, and I pick my drill right up. Boom. And then I drop it. But easier to pick up because it has like a jaw on it that they can grab the drill, and that's a round drill. Round drills are hard to pick up, especially with tweezers, but you can pick it up with this because of its mouth, its jaw mouth. So you'll be able to grab it. Let's get this B in here. Yeah, so this one is, you know, his masterpiece. He created this during his, you know, golden phase. The opulent gold leaf in this portrait and the intricate ornamentation. Am I in the shot here? The mosaic-like patterns that are here. This is all gold leaf. And like I say it every time I sit down with this painting, it is a canvas within a canvas within a canvas within a canvas. It's just so beautiful. You can sit down and maybe just create an evil eye or one of these little mosaics here. You know, you might have 5-10 minutes to just sit down and do something. I leave this out on this desk. If, you know, my husband's watching something I don't want to watch, I'll come over here, I'll sit down. And I have everything right here. There's not a lot of drills to this case either. And most of them, 14 of them, are enhancements. I love this kit. I love it. I bought another one. I don't care if I never do it, you know, and I just have it as like a collector type thing. I'm just, you know, I'm in love with it. And I know someone's going to ask me when I get it done, can you do one for me? And I'll be like, okay. Might take me a year, but okay. I'm just so glad that when I decided to do these Throwback Thursdays and throw it back to the portraits that I didn't get done in 2024, that this was the first one that I took out of my time capsule. Time capsule has been a big word for me this week. I don't know why. This time capsule stash that I have. I'm creating the bee. And I do like having a tray out like this. Not this particular tray, but a tray where I can dip out of both sides and do 2 different color drills at one time. And, you know, I do like that. It is, for me, much like painting. Oh, where'd you go? There you go. And I enjoy that. I enjoy working with a palette. So you had, you know, this gold foiling, which I believe Klimt's father was, he worked with gold foiling, and that's where he learned. And then you have the mosaics, and they are just hallmarks of his style. I believe also that this portrait took him maybe 3 years to complete. I'll have to look at my notes. And it's, you know, I think for most of us, when we are working on something of our own design, it's like, when do you call it done? when do you call it done without, you know, it's such a thin line that you dance on about when is enough and when is too much. I don't think Klimt had that problem. Now, let's get this in here. I'm going to try and get as many of these out of this tray because I'm going to get rid of this tray. So I will do as many of these little check marks as I can. I don't use a cover minder. It just is distracting to me. Much like my husband going in and out the house right now. Do I have an aligner on any of these pens? Oh, right here. The one that I'm using. And I try and take out, I think I saved the dress for you guys because I try and take out as many of the enhancement drills that I can while we have this diamond painting time. So I'm taking a glance over at my notes, and Klimt worked on this portrait from 1903 to 1907. So more like 4 years. Where are we? Let me just stick with this bee right here for right now before I wander off. I think this might be part of it. It's hard to see when you're looking at it with the naked eye, but I'm familiar a little bit with this portrait because I also did Portrait of Adele through Diamond Painting Shop, and it's a smaller canvas. So if you wanted to do this, but not this big, there is a smaller canvas available through Diamond Painting Shop. However, it's not as opulent at all. So I would go with the opulent one. And I feel like every creator that I've seen on YouTube has done this canvas. It's like you just have to do it. You know, it's almost like a rite of passage. So what are we going to next? We're done with these two, and now I can move into my tray here. And maybe even, I'm trying not to lean on the sticky part of the canvas, but that is just making too much noise and it's starting to distract me. Here we go. Let's fill this in. I think I'll do the, I love that they put like a backsplash and a minus sign. And if you don't know, I'm dyslexic, so it's like, I'm like, which one do I want to do? And not be confused. Okay, we're going to do, what did I say I'm doing here? The X. Okay. I think that's kind of like the inside. I love this tray. I mean, I have the little trash bin missing, but I use this tray consistently more than any other tray that I have. I just love it. Oh, where did I go here? Right off the mark. I was telling you guys about Google Art and Culture, and with Google Art and Culture, you could see the sketches, and they're amazing. I love looking at sketches of artists. I went to the Philadelphia Museum of Art when Michelangelo and Da Vinci were being shown at the same time. In fact, that's what it was called, Da Vinci and Michelangelo. And I just stood at the Da Vinci's drawings. I mean, the people that I were with, they had seen the whole exhibition, and I was still just standing there looking at Da Vinci's drawings, and just so moved by them. Just so, I mean, literally walked up to them, and it was such a reaction. Like, you couldn't absorb it. I just start, tears, just falling from my eyes, looking at these sketches. Oh, beautiful. And I just found all my, since I've changed over from a Apple to a Android, I know, but I needed the Android because I get better photography with an Android and more storage space with the Android. But I still have an Apple iPad. Where are we going here? Why are you not letting go? What do you do? Oh, because you're backwards. All right. And I just found all my pictures that I took when I went to go see Modigliani over at the Barnes Museum. And let me tell you, I don't know how I didn't get arrested, because I was so up on those paintings. They had to keep telling me to step back. Ma'am, please step back, step back. I was like, oh my God. I was like right in the faces, looking how he did the eyes and the brush strokes and the colors. It was like a kaleidoscope. Just so stunning. Am I still in the shot yet? Usually I'm sitting in the other room, and my piano is behind me, and Foofy is usually on the piano bench. So he's right beside me right now, like, just like Lisa said, am I in the shot? Why am I not in the shot? Just want to get some of this brown in here. Here we go. Squish over it. I mean, it really does. It really does suck down. It's like, usually it takes a while for your drills to really cure. Like, you could still nudge them a little bit once you put them down. These are just like, they're just in there really quickly. Did I pick up too many here? Yes, I did. One too many. Okay, so now we're gonna fill in the rest of these. I think I'll go with the plus sign so I don't get too confused with backslash and minus. Oh my gosh, really? So Adela, or Adele, I've heard her name said different ways with different curators that I have watched so many YouTube videos on this painting. I've seen the movie with Helen Mirren. I have not, I was living, the only disappointment that I have is that I was living in New York, and I was very near the New Gallery in New York City, and I didn't have this, passion for Klimt at the time, and oh, I'm telling you, what a misstep on my behalf. And I don't know, like, I'm not far from New York. I'm only like an hour and 15, 20, depending on how I want to get there. And I just have no desire to go to New York. I just don't. I mean, I lived there. I cried like a baby when I left. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to live in New York. I really thought I didn't have the chops to make it in New York, and that, I was really scared, petrified, I'm like, it's going to eat me up, this world in New York, but I got there and I fell in love. And then when it was time to go, come back to Philly, because I was getting involved with a new venture here, a new restaurant, and I had to be here, I cried. I mean, the limo driver, I had a limo driver because friends of ours were taking us out for our last night in New York, and they sent a limo to pick us up. I didn't even get to my goodbyes yet, and I was crying in the car. My face, my makeup, everything was all cried off. The limo driver just kept giving me tissues. He's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "I can't believe I'm leaving New York." And he said to me, "Every light that you see on Broadway is a broken dream." And I was like, "That's nice." Like, why does it have to be a broken dream? Maybe because I was crying, but why couldn't it be like, they're the stars that made it? He's like, "No, every one of them is a broken dream." I guess more people don't make it there than do make it there. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh my God. I will say one thing about New York. Everybody's got a million stories. They said there's a million stories in New York. No, everyone has a million stories. Everyone that you meet is right out of Central Casting. You couldn't write. You just, that's why it's such, the energy. I mean, it's just like, that's why people go there. I mean, and you just, oh my God. I just would shake my head sometimes and laugh. All right, let's fill this B in. I think I'm going to go with the equal sign next, so I still don't get too confused. I'm filling it in very slowly over here. Do we have anything going on? What do I have? Do I have this equal sign? No, the plus sign. Okay. Because if I had the equal sign, I would go over here to the evil eye. No. Okay. But I'm just dropping these like a drunk sailor. What the heck is going on? I did meet some characters in New York when I opened up my cafe, and being a Philly girl, I was very proud of all the people that I knew in Philly that were, entrepreneurs like me and had a product that they were very proud of. And I wanted to bring that stuff to New York with me, and I wanted to like serve La Colombe coffee, and I wanted to serve Gilda's biscottis, and I wanted to serve Cappuccino gelato. Like, these were all my Philly friends. And this old guy came in. He said, "Do you know who I make gelato for?" I was like, "No." He made gelato for I make gelato for the best chefs in New York. I'm like, okay. You miss Philly that much? Go back. Oh, terrible. 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 I cried every day. I cried every day, every time somebody was mean to me in New York. And finally, one of the guys in my apartment building was like, "What now?" It was like they hollered at me for my little Yorkie, little Honor. And I used to walk him. And I don't know what it is in New York. Like, you're walking your dog. Why are you walking your dog? Because the dog needs to take a walk and he needs to relieve himself. And one guy accused me of letting my dog pee on a tree. And I was like, no, I didn't. And he just berated me all the way home. I was crying. My neighbor was like, listen, that's enough now with the crying. you gotta get tough. You have got to claim your piece of New York. Just whatever it is, put a flag in it, it's yours. Yeah, but I really thought I had the chops to go to New York, but I mean, I never really got New York tough. But they're tough. They really are tough people. They really are. I mean, anytime you can walk across the Brooklyn Bridge after, the world is on fire, you're tough. Should I put that in there too? Yeah, I think I should. It's right there. I would have never got on that bridge. All my family at 9/11, we have firefighters and we have police officers in our family. And we have people that were on Wall Street and that worked on Wall Street, and like everything was just a horror. And the last ferry went out very early, and if you wanted to get home, you had to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. I was like, I would have never got on that bridge. I would have never got on that bridge. I would have been scared to death. But like I said, New Yorkers are tough. They really are. Oh, I have to think of some of my New York stories to tell you guys. Other than, celebrities that I met. More like the people that live there. Oh, here we go. I had fun. I really had fun. Alrighty. Who's next? The little equal sign. Let's do that one. Oh, of course, they're all mixed together because this is what I do. I mix two colors together. Now, I know what it is. This is the minus sign, and this is the equal sign. So I can actually do two together. So I'll be filling two in together, the minus sign and the equal sign. The minus sign is the yellow. Oh, that'll be fun. Yep. Diamond paint with the wrong side. Let me see here. Nope, not the right point. Nope, I don't put anything in them. How about you? I put these on the side for John to put a drill in here so that he could pull that out. My little pen. Oh, poor baby. Let's see. Let me get the little. It's so confusing. I'm telling you, when you're dyslexic and you're just like, you got to keep going back and checking. Pay attention. But I do, this is my new thing. I used to sit, and maybe I'll put this on my Tip Tuesday. I'll show you how I used to, when I did a mistake like this, divide them out. But honestly, this is what I do now. Okay, so all I have left is a backsplash. Cool, and that's the brown ones. Got it. No, right? No, it's the equal sign. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Maybe I'll do that for a Tip Tuesday too. If you missed my Tip Tuesday, this week, the week coming up, I'm going to show you how I paint diagonally with my drills. That'll be fun. So for those of you that want to do like those little characters and stuff, I don't know who I was listening to, and they were saying, oh yeah, I really like doing these, but the only thing I don't like is that I can't use my multi-placer. I'm like, well, I use my multi-placer. And I'll show you how I do that. I whip around the curves and everything when I paint diagonally. So we'll do that on Tuesday. what else can I tell you about Adele other than she was, you know, the object of this painting? But she also was a patron of Klimt and her husband. Well, she was a Vienna socialite, and her husband was a sugar magnate. You know, that's where he made all his money at. In sugar. Oof. Adele, I knew I liked you. There's Foofy. He's got his bowl. He's having a party right now. Move that in there. See how, I mean, they're tight, but they're not. I've worked canvases that are tight, and then the drills are popping up. These drills don't pop up. I don't want to give you that impression that they pop up, because they don't. And I don't mind using my skinny pen either. I think, and every time I have a skinny pen in my hand, I think that we don't stress enough that you really don't need a, you know, you really don't need anything other than what comes in your kit. I think if you want to upgrade, yes, I think drill trays would be where I would start first. Absolutely. I think a drill tray is more important than a pen. Get yourself a drill tray, because you're going to want your drills to line up nicely, and you're going to want to, you know, them to have the same, you know, type of slide. Now, I was upstairs working with Angel 130, and I took out all my little trays that come with diamond painting kits, and I lined them up because it was a confetti area, and I just marked with my China marker on those little plastic trays. This is A, this is a star, this is a backsplash, this is letter J, and I was just painting out of my trays. But if I had to multi-place, they weren't lining up correctly. So I would say most definitely get yourself a tray if you want to upgrade. It always makes me laugh when I see when you go to buy a diamond painting and they show you like multiple pictures of the diamond painting and people are using those little green trays. I'm like, no. I don't know what Foofy needs in this dish. He's driving me a little mad right now. John carried those packages in for me, but they're all for him. I bought him a bunch of stuff he don't know. Okay. Come on, Adele. Where's the B? I gotta put the backsplash in. Oh, here's 3 more. Just to fill that B in. I love that he put her initials on here. And it just, like, if you don't know, like, you might, you know, oh, wait a minute, we could do this part too. We could do that part of the eye. Maybe down here. And I did a shout out to most of my members this Tip Tuesday. I think I'm going to do that every Tip Tuesday, because you guys have some great tips too. You know, you comment on my thing, and I'm going to, you know, do shout outs for you. But Jules was saying that he got this kit for Lorraine. Lorraine, you lucky girl, because you're going to love it. If you haven't cracked it open already, that he got her this kit when he saw me doing it. I love it. I love it. They're so interesting, Jules and Lorraine. They're really interesting. And they love the history. And I love that they love the history. I'm getting ready for my next masterclass too. And I thought, well, I know now who I'm doing, but I wanted to do someone else. And let me tell you, for as popular as he is now, there is so little information on him that when I decide to do, see, I'm out of the shot. When I decide to do his kit up, I am going to give you the information that I could find on him. And it's so fascinating. His life was a movie. Not his life, but his life, his background has already been a topic of a movie, but it's not his life. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you're going to be like, what? Yeah. 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 I have two very interesting artists that I can't wait to crack into their canvases and give you all the what do the kids say, the deets. um, give you like just the whole scoop on him. He is fascinating. And the other artist that I am going to be doing, I might be doing these two simultaneously, I'll tell you, because they're both, one is very rich with it, with an artist background. Oh God, I'm going to be exhausted. I'm exhausted just getting through the first week of what his, background is. But, and the other guy, it's like, I was digging and digging and digging. I'm like, do I have to go like on different search engines to find anything on this guy? Maybe outside of the country? Because I really can't find that much on him. And he's got an extensive portfolio, so I find it, really fascinating. Okay. I don't want to get caught up in here, but I am there now. But all right, just a few more. And then we're going to switch over to those lines and get that bee done. Okay, I'm going to put you back. No more, right? No more equal signs. Well, there's 3. Got to bridge that gap a little bit. Is there wax in here? Yeah. Yeah, so I got the last row of my Angel 130 done. And so now there's just 2 rows in the middle that have to be, stitched together, done, and it will stitch the portrait together. And I think I'm going to start with the row that is his face. I really want to see how the rendering of his face comes out. I'm really fascinated with that. Okie dokie, here we go. Everybody in. There we go. We're doing the backsplash. The only thing that I don't like about Diamond Dots is that they don't give you labels. You got to draw your own. And I was looking for one of the symbols. I'm like, where is it? And again, being dyslexic, I drew it backwards. I couldn't find it. I'm counting them. I'm like, yep, I got. Where is it? It's got to be in here because there's as many colors as there are drill trays in here. See how nice this lines up? Come on. You can't play around with those little trays. Get yourself a nice tray. Get yourself a nice tray if you want to invest in anything. And this is a Firefly Inferno. It has been worn to death, worn out. It's worn out. It has a lid. I don't know where it is. It has a drill tray. I don't know where that is for scrap. And then you put your pen here. And I love that it just opens and closes so easily. And they have, Firefly has end of the roll sales. You can get drills as cheap as $5. I'm not kidding you. And I have a lot of their end of the roll. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. What's wrong with them? I don't know. Here we go. Here comes our bee. So what else can I tell you about Adela? Well, I will say that this has a legendary lawsuit attached to it. This portrait became the focus of a very high-profile legal battle. I'll put this one in. When Adela's niece, I believe on her husband's side, Marie Altman, and that's who Helen Mirren plays. And I think Ryan Reynolds is her lawyer. Haven't seen it in a while. So Marie Altman sought to reclaim the painting that was stolen by the Nazis from her family during World War II. And after a protracted court case, she succeeded in getting this, because it was the Nazis did return it to the museum in Vienna, but she wanted it sent to New York, and she won. She got it she got this back. She got this back in her family. He lost so much. They stole her portrait. I believe they stole another portrait out of her home that was commissioned by her husband of her best friend. You would know it if you've seen it. She's got one of the floral coats on, much like the first portrait of Adele. It's a beautiful painting, that one too. I think one of my members is doing that one. Was it Lisa? Was it Lisa? Lisa, are you doing this portrait? It doesn't sound right to me because we talked about it like when I was doing this the last time. Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty portrait, but it makes sense now, being that he made his money from sugar. He had all these beautiful servers of tea that were like porcelain, beautiful, all different kinds. I'm sure that they were like probably gold rimmed and everything else, and I think at last count he had about 300 of them. I don't know if they were destroyed. I don't know if they were taken, and because I believe the story is that Hitler kind of fashioned himself as like an artist, I think it was. And I guess if you can't draw, you can like steal someone's art. Oh boy, I got a few of these in here, right here, that might begin to close that B up. I wonder why that's not gold. That looks like it should be gold. It's so funny to think of, Hitler as an artist, a wannabe artist. Not that it's funny, it's just like, to me, it doesn't, because art is beauty and benevolency, and, I did talk about a juxtaposition. Oof. Ay, oy vey, with that one. Where did I put? Oh, here it is. Here's the backsplash. Don't need to mix another two together. So she succeeded in 2006, and the sale of it was record breaking, because later in 2006 the painting was sold for $135 million, making it one of the most expensive artworks at the time. And I believe it's the art collector Ronald what's his name? Ronald Lauder. He is, I believe he's the owner of the New Gallery in New York. I believe. I don't know. I think so. And that's why she sold it. Let's get those in there. We got your initial here, Adele. I think I'll put just this back end in. I'm looking at my time and I'm like, really? We're coming up to an hour already? How? Okay, and then I'll just put that last part in, and you guys can get a look at the bee that's in here. So pretty. So you can see Woman in Gold in New York. I'm sure that it draws visitors from around the globe. And I think it's smaller than you would expect it to be. But I just love all the influences of this painting. There's the Byzantine mosaics, and there's the gold patterns, and so much of the Viennese Secession style, to which Klimt was the founding member of the Vienna Secession. And when I think that's what I love too about the Barnes Museum, because that it also is set up in the Vienna Secession style. So if you went to go look at a portrait, you would look at a portrait on the wall, but there would be, also antique furniture with antique sculptures and antique findings hanging on the wall. So there was all different artworks, it wasn't just like a bunch of paintings on the wall. The rooms are curated with other works of art in different mediums. What are you doing here? Okay. Now I feel like I gotta put these little tiny, what are these? I think this is no, that's not black. Is that black? No, that's black. It's really sad when you don't know what your own handwriting is. Oh no, I know what this is. It looks like a circle, but it's a square. It's this here. I just feel like I gotta fill that in. It's a square with a circle around it. Oh, I think I forgot the circle, and I'm like, what? What did I do there? Right. Let's put this in here. There we go. I think with the symbolism that is in all, I think of all of Klimt's paintings, I think he stays within the same themes of like these golden swirls that are very feminine, and that it just, because to me this is so feminine, and this is definitely a portrait of love, but that the symbolism in here also are like symbols of fertility and spirituality and mysticism. It was fascinating when I was doing this entire masterclass of really taking a deep dive into what were his influences, and what kind of symbolism he used in the portraits, and especially with Tree of Life. Okay. We have our B in there for Block Bauer. Let me see if I can get you in here. There's the B. We got some of our eye completed and our baguettes, and I can't believe that it has been an hour on this cultural legacy. It's historic, but it symbolizes a broader theme of cultural restitution and the enduring impact that what am I trying to say here? It has an enduring impact of artistic and personal history, shaped by a war. And available to us here. I just love that it is here in New York, and I don't foresee myself going out to New York anytime soon, but I know, and the new gallery, I believe, is right on Prince Street, and believe it or not, I lived on Sullivan Street. It's such a heartache to know that I could have gone over to the gallery and seen this portrait. Yeah, she's so stunning, and she's heavy. She's so heavy right now with these jewels in here. And I think what I am going to do I really want to leave these swirls and these mosaics for you guys. I love doing the mosaics. I do love doing the mosaics because they're like a little piece of art in here. And then you have these other mosaics that come down. But then this is so interesting, this swirl here. Let me take a look at the rest of her. There's a few more baguettes in the gown. And here's another thing, like this section right here, this long bar, it may not seem like much, but just this long bar of color, and it's only 2 different colors here in here. When it's done, it's so fascinating to have this just a bar of color, and then there's like a pyramid here, more of the eyes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more eyes coming down this way, and these motifs. This looks like this. I believe that this is something else here. Another. I can't remember what it is, but I'll find out. I really wish that someone would, if they haven't already, maybe ChatGPT has. I don't know. But I wish that they would hang this portrait up and just section it off and break it down into, well, here's a Byzantine influence, and here is like when Klimt saw the golden motifs of the saints that were all in the gold foiling, and over here, here's the Japanese influences, and over here, here's like her initials, and over here, this is why the evil eyes are here, and her beautiful jewelry. I mean, I have a whole part of the masterclass was Adela's jewelry and the beautiful choker that her husband bought her. I believe that was a wedding gift. And she has her hand folded like this because I believe that she had an accident and her pinky finger may have been disfigured, and it always bothered her. And so she had a beautiful, I don't know if it was the pinky ring. She had this beautiful ring, and I have that in the master class, that she wore all the time to hide that because she was so self-conscious of it. Now, the necklace they never found, even though they knew that the Nazis had taken it. And there was one picture, and I only saw it one time, of one of the soldiers' girlfriends wearing it. Where is it? I have a couple of ideas where it might be, but her jewelry, beautiful. And what else was in my master classes? I had black and white pictures of her. I don't know if I have any pictures of her and Klimt together. I have some pictures of him with other models, and the woman that was maybe his girlfriend, but you know, was speculation that really Klimt liked his ladies. He liked his ladies, and that he may have fathered a lot of children with the models. And if you go into Google Art and Culture, they take you on a virtual tour, and you can go into the apartment that he was living in at the time when he died, and everything is just, you know, you'll see his bedroom, and you'll see where he painted at, and the bowl of brushes, and it's a beautiful thing that we can do that today, isn't it? That we could take a virtual tour and, you know, be able to walk through the beautiful museum in Vienna and look at all these portraits. And it's like you're walking up to it when you do the virtual tour. It's almost like you're walking up to the portrait. The kiss is there. And that is actually, it's not only smaller, it's perfect dimensions. It's almost like it is a 1-to-1 square. So it's like the perfect Instagram picture. It's the same measurement top and bottom as it is on the sides, and it's shorter. I thought it was like, you know, it looks like so massive, that was an interesting portrait to do a masterclass on. Anyway, until next time, which will be when? Where are we at? Thursday? What am I doing tomorrow? Am I kidding up? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Flashback Friday. Thank you for being here. Please post any comments or questions. Think about subscribing. It helps this algorithm, this crazy algorithm. If I ever go mad, that's what I'm going to be muttering. Algorithm. But it does help it. So I thank you, and I will see you, as always, in the next one. Keep creating that world that you want to live in. And for a short time, I am living in Adele's world and in Klimt's world. Keep creating. Bye.